What's up, guys? Welcome to part two of a two-part vlog where we're going to continue to discuss the whole aftermath with the Conor McGregor retirement announcement. About 36 to 48 hours have passed now since the retirement announcement was tweeted, and now we've got some more information coming our way through social media, and we're going to get to that, but I posted another vlog, which was originally intended to be part two, and I was like I had a meltdown doing this vlog. It just wasn't working. So, I mean, there was one line that I had to deliver where I was going to use a Dunkin' Donuts coffee cup prop, and the line was simple: promotional consideration paid for by the following. See, I can't even do it now. Maybe it's not as simple as I thought it was. Promotional consideration paid for by the following: Dunkin' Donuts coffee. See, it's a lot harder than it looks. Okay, I almost headbutted my living room wall doing this vlog yesterday, which has since been cut from YouTube. I didn't make it through the chopping block. So, promotional consideration paid for by the following: Dunkin' Donuts coffee. Fast. Cheap, on the go, just like I like my women. No, I didn't just say that. We can cut that out, right? Okay, good. There it was. That was the line. That's what I was trying to say yesterday, and I couldn't get the words out of my mouth. After 4 takes, I said, screw it. Horrible. So, that's what happens sometimes. Now I know what Bill O'Reilly was thinking when he had his epic meltdown on Inside Edition, and I can't make fun of him for that now, because I was this close. So, yeah, we're going to talk about Conor McGregor and his retirement, and if it's legit or not, and where does the UFC go from here, what his whole deal is. I'm getting bits and pieces of information. And I went into some detail with the vlog that ended up getting cut. Listen, it's a blessing. It's a good thing we cut that vlog, because I'm embarrassed to put that on there. And you've seen some of this stuff that I'm putting on the web now. And if I'm embarrassed to put that on the web, it was pretty bad. But there's something else I want to talk about today. And look, we make fun of people here. That's what we do. There's probably more to this story, and I'm in a different forum. I should be more sensitive, but we're throwing sensitivity out the window. So we're just gonna go and make fun of this situation for what it is right now. Border officials arrest a man who was attending Windsor, Ontario High School, posing as a 17-year-old teenager in 11th grade. Jonathan Nicola, 30 years of age, allegedly posed as a 17-year-old 11th grader playing high school basketball. "30 years old." 30 years. I mean, look, I'm going to be honest with you. There's been times where I've thought to myself, man, I wish I was back in high school. But I'm not going to act out these fantasies. 30 years old. 6'9", 260 pounds, posing as an 11th grader. That's awesome. That's freaking awesome. I love it. I love it. Oh my God. I wonder what tipped him off. Oh, man. God, I'd hate to have the locker next to that guy if I was in high school. The gym room locker, not the hallway locker, if you know what I mean. Oh, man. So, I guess he was arrested for something related to like a Canadian refugee Protection Immigration Act that they have in effect in Canada. So, well, whatever is going on over there, I hope it works out for the best for everybody. Apparently, this kid, this 30-year-old man was living with his basketball coach, and I'm sure they were killing it. I'm sure the team was doing great. There's Nikola going for another rebound. God, he just plays like he's a grown man. So, we were talking about Conor McGregor and his abrupt retirement tweet. Always two sides to every story. UFC President Dana White is saying that, hey, this guy was not meeting his promotional obligations that he signed in his contract, and we just can't have that. And I guess notorious Conor McGregor's point of view is that, hey, I'm a fighter. I'm a cage fighter. I'm not a promoter. I'm not a UFC salesperson. You want to pay me to be a salesperson? Then pay me an extra $5 million. And that's his point of view, I'm guessing. And the UFC's position is like, look, you're getting paid X amount of money, but it's not just enough to show up in the cage and kick a little ass. You got to 3 to 4 months prior to that event, you've got to sell. And I see both sides of the coin here. Look, I kind of understand where Conor McGregor is coming from on this now. And I mean, I always felt that an MMA fighter at the top level was the most difficult sport to excel in. And what he's doing now, I mean, look, he's a polarizing figure. You're going to have a lot of people that are going to point the finger at him. You're a diva. And some other people are going to call him a quitter, a crybaby. And look, these MMA fighters, they don't have a union. They lose 2 fights, they lose 3 fights, and they're out to the pastures. And it's a brutal, not only is it a brutal sport, it's a brutal business. So, at the end of the day, people are going to choose whatever sides they have on the matter, but I understand the argument made by Conor McGregor. I will say that. As far as like who's right and who's wrong, there's never anybody who's definitively right or wrong in these matters. That's why you have unions. That's why you have managers, agents, legal representation, and hopefully these 2 alpha personalities in Conor McGregor and Dana White can come to some sort of agreement before the date so that the fight can continue on as scheduled. But in the meantime, it might be fun to talk about what do you do if your crown jewel is no longer available for your biggest card in company history. Well, look, I know that... No, let's just keep going. Okay. I think what you could do here is, if John Jones beats this guy, Ovince St. Preux, at UFC 197, you could, and Daniel Cormier, who's the current light heavyweight champion, that is a fight that could certainly fill the void left by Conor McGregor not performing or retiring. We can't call it. I have a little bit difficult time saying that he's retiring because the guy's 27 years old. His best days are ahead of him. This is for lack of a better word, I'm having a loss for words here, but a gambling tactic. I know that's not exactly the right thing to say, but it's sort of like a bluff, I would call it. So I think, yeah, John Jones, Daniel Cormier, another possibility. I think here's another thing. Nick Diaz is the older brother of Nate Diaz. Nate Diaz is the guy that just beat Conor McGregor at UFC 196, I think it was, or 195, I forget. Nick Diaz, I believe his suspension might be up by the time. He's currently suspended for having marijuana metabolites in his system when he fought Anderson Silva, whatever it was, a year ago or something. If his suspension is up, that's a guy who I think should get an immediate match for the welterweight title with Ruthless Robbie Lawler, the welterweight champion. I think that's a money-making pay-per-view main event right there. Those two fought back in early 2000s, and Nick Diaz won by knockout. Robbie Lawler has just been on a tear. He's very popular. He always puts on a show. And Nick Diaz, what can you say about this Aztec warrior? I mean, the guy is he's a stud. He brings it every single time he comes to the octagon. He's got a personality that a lot of people are glued to their TV sets or their computer screens. They're waiting to see what this guy says. He's just a unique personality and a character. And he's I think he's a viable commodity when you think about someone that can replace the star power of a Conor McGregor. I think Nick Diaz and Robbie Lawler would be a hell of a main event. Hindering on whether or not he's still suspended by the Nevada State Athletic Commission for his issue with the marijuana metabolites in his system last go around. So that's definitely a possibility. The other possibility is that there's rumors going around that George St. Pierre, who was the other superstar prior to his retirement. I mean, this guy was big, not just in the United States, but globally. He was a Canadian icon, really. So maybe him coming back and fighting Ruthless Robbie Lawler is another potential replacement for the vacancy left by Conor McGregor. So I don't know what's going to happen. We'll see what happens. It'll be interesting to see. And as more and more information becomes available, we'll continue to talk about it. And it's something to chat about. Another thing that happened today is sad news. Prince has passed away. He was 57 years old. So my condolences sent to his loved ones and family. And also for WWE fans, wrestling fans around the world, the ninth wonder of the world, as she was called, China. She was the Amazon, promoted as like, half man, half woman, but in real life, just a physical phenomenon. And she has passed away too at the young age of 46. So sad news today in the entertainment world. China was the first female intercontinental champion, which is a little bit of trivia knowledge for you. Former girlfriend of Triple H, who's I don't know what his title is. He's something VP of something in WWE. He's the future head of that company, or something with him. Shane McMahon and Stephanie are going to have something worked out to take over that business once Vince moves on to whatever else he decides to do. But yeah, so it's news, and this stuff is just coming in, so I didn't really have anything prepared for this, but yeah, so not to leave you guys on a Debbie Downer or anything, but yeah, so I will wrap it up there, and let's talk. Let's talk next time. Bye, guys.